What is up, everybody? I'm No Lux Given here with your afternoon snap, and today I'm recommending Negative Wong. We've got the Nexus as the featured location, which is really good with Iron Man, allowing you to add a bunch of power there and win all three locations in the process. You can also generate a ton of power with various Wong shenanigans as well, typically with Wolfsbane. In this game, we're actually going to be able to play Wolfsbane plus Absorbing Man Wolfsbane onto that Wong Nexus location on the final turn. My opponent will wind up retreating here though, and that's partially because they actually discarded Hela to their blade on turn one, so that's when I snapped. But we were still able to add, or would have been able to add, a bunch of power into the Nexus with Wong. Or throw them all into the Nexus. This game's a little bit silly because we've got Strange Academy and the Sandbar, so I play everything in Strange Academy. That allows me to grab a big Wolfsbane, and I'm kind of hoping that that Wolfsbane will find its way into the Nexus, and then most other stuff can go over into the Sandbar. We wind up getting a mostly filled Nexus here, which will limit our options somewhat. We could have played Iron Man plus Mystique Iron Man and Iron Heart for a bunch of power into the Nexus on the final turn, but we'll still be able to settle for a bunch of power this way. We're gonna throw Iron Man in there, then I'm gonna play Iron Heart, hoping that as many of those triggers as possible land into the Nexus, and then Gambit just for a little bit more fun on top of that. So as you can see, we're gonna dominate this game with both Wong creating a big Wolfsbane and that flipped over Iron Man for an easy Nexus win. This deck is still really good without the Nexus as the featured location. I've been playing this deck for the past few days, and this game I've already snapped on turn one. We've got Zabu plus Wong, and on turn two, things just get even better. We see Kamar Taj for Wong and Mr. Negative now, which I can play turn three, and that even continues to get better as now I can play Mr. Negative into the Gamma Lab. Flip over, 3 draws, that's a really great start to the game. However, I did mention it's a Gambit double featured in this video. My opponent is also going to play their own Gambit into Kamar Taj, destroying my Zabu and destroying my Mr. Negative before it can become the Incredible Hulk. So currently my opponent's actually winning this game, though I think that we've got a pretty good shot here still, considering we get to play Wong and Mystique into Kamar Taj, and then we can just throw Gambit in Kamar Taj, blow up everything that my opponent has made, and I'm feeling pretty dang good about our position. So on turn 5, I'm gonna drop the Mystique, copying the Wong, and I'll also play Bast and Psylocke. I'm not gonna play those into Kamar Taj because I wanna save those spaces in that location to make a bunch of use of Gambit and Wolfsbane. But what's a little bit awkward here is my opponent doesn't play anything. I was hoping, I only have 5 power on the board. I was hoping that my opponent took priority so that way I could play Gambit and blow up everything that they've played this turn. However, since they haven't played anything, we aren't going to be able to destroy anything other than my opponent's Gambit. I'm going to play Gambit first so that way I can get some of these Ironheart triggers, because Wolfsbane is going to be huge just by itself in Kamar Taj. So maybe if Gambit gets enough triggers on it from the Ironheart, we'll also be able to win in the Throne Room. And my opponent only plays 1 card this game. I feel like we're gonna be only 2 cards, the Gambit and then whatever is face down right there. So I feel like we're gonna be in a pretty good spot. Ironheart is going to trigger 6 times, making the rest of my board quite large, and then we're also going to see Wolfsbane trigger 6 times for +6 on each activation. So 15, 21, 27, I think this will get all the way up to 39. Is that where it stops? Pretty big, but my opponent's last card is Hela, and Hela into Kamar Taj, hitting a Swordmaster into Kamar Taj means my opponent's going to be able to reanimate those cards as well. Jubilee doesn't get to activate, but Magneto will, but Magneto drags my huge Wolfsbane into the Throne Room, meaning I'm still able to win that location. A really crazy and incredible game. Just make sure you watch out for Enchantress when you go all in the Nexus. There's going to be a lot more people playing Enchantress today because there's a lot more people playing Iron Man today. However, with a little bit of luck, you can still find some victories. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lux Given. Peace.